Well, hello, my dears, and welcome back to another episode of Spa Marketing Made Easy. I am Daniela, and I'm so excited to dive into today's episode with you. Now, if you're new here, welcome. This podcast is all about giving you real actionable strategies to grow your spa business with systems that actually work. Not fluff, not theory, just proven frameworks that have helped thousands of spa businesses scale sustainably. Now, if you've been listening for a while, you know that November is one of my absolute favorite months for marketing. Q4 in general, right? Like Q4 is such a fun time to be in our industry. It's a busy time, but it's a fun time. And today I want to talk about a strategy that I feel is very underutilized in our industry. And that is referral marketing combined with authentic gratitude campaigns. Okay. So I'm not just talking about like sending a thank you card and hoping for the best. I want to talk about and really kind of go deep in how you build a scalable, systematic referral engine that your team can execute, that you can track with real KPIs, and that is actually going to move the needle on revenue. All right. So super important there. Before we jump into that though, I want to invite you to join me over in the Spa Marketing Made Easy Facebook group. We've got over 12,000 aesthetic professionals inside of there, sharing wins, asking questions, supporting one another as they're in their entrepreneurial journey. And we've got the link in the show notes. I'm going to mention it at the end, but we've got a new series in there, which I'm so excited about. Every Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern time, I am going live and answering the questions that we get submitted. As you can imagine, we get a lot of questions submitted, and laser coaching is something we do inside of our programs, inside of Growth Factor Fundamentals and Growth Factor Elite. And we wanted to give the rest of the community a little taste. So what we're doing is we can't answer all of them, but we're kind of picking some of the questions that have been submitted to us. And we are selecting those questions that we feel like are going to really provide value to the entire community. Questions that come up that, you've probably struggled with or faced in your business before. And we want to answer those. So that is starting this month in November. So be sure that you're in there to hear those questions. And also we'll give you an opportunity to submit your own. All right. So let's get into authentic referral marketing and gratitude campaigns. And we're going to start with why referral marketing matters. And this is especially important if you feel like you're stuck at a revenue plateau. And in business, there are these very specific revenue plateaus that spas will hit. They'll get to a certain number, and it's usually 25 to 30,000 is one point. We get stuck again at the 50 to 55,000, the 80 to 85,000. There's these very common plateaus that spa owners hit. And thankfully, there are solutions to those plateaus as well. But when I see a spa CEO get stuck, they've built a successful business, right? You're bringing in consistent revenue. Perhaps you have a team. You've got a proven model that works, but you're just stuck at this ceiling, right? And you're like, gosh, what is going on? I'm not sure how to break through to the next level without working more hours or being in the treatment room more than you already are if you're still in the treatment room. And one of the ways to break through is referral marketing. Okay. So referral marketing becomes extremely critical, not just as a nice to have, but as a part of your core growth strategy. So according to Nielsen, 92% of consumers trust referrals from people they know over any other form of marketing. Okay. This is why when I'm asking a spa, like, what is your preferred source, whether it's SEO or social or referral, their word of mouth referrals are always going to be their best clients. And the numbers support that. Referred clients have a 37% higher retention rate and spend 200% more than non-referred clients. Okay. So that is, I'm going to just repeat that. 92% of consumers trust referrals from people they know over any other form of marketing. Those referred clients have a 37% higher retention rate, and they spend 200% more than non-referred clients. So think about that. Your referred clients are staying longer. They are spending more. This is not just about getting more clients through the door. It's about getting the right clients through the door. The ones who already have that trust with you before they've even met you. The ones who are pre-sold on your value. Okay. This is working smarter, not harder. And here's another stat that should get your attention. Gratitude campaigns increase lifetime customer value by an average of 23%. So when we're combining authentic appreciation with a strategic referral system, you're not just filling your books for next month. You are building long-term value into your business. This is lifetime value is such an important metric because it's not just about getting that new client in the door for the first time. It's how are you going to retain them? How are they going to stay in your world long term? Okay. So this is where the conflict happens, or where the problem happens, or where spas are dropping the ball. You may do a gratitude piece without any strategic follow-up. So you're just kind of loving on your people and sharing gratitude, which is beautiful, but it doesn't drive revenue, right? Or you skip the gratitude piece, you skip the relationship piece, you skip that connection piece, and you go straight to asking for referrals. And that feels salesy, that feels transactional, and we don't want that. The magic happens when you combine both. You lead with genuine appreciation, and then you make it incredibly easy and rewarding for your clients to share their experience. If you want to scale, though, and you really want this strategy to be adopted as a part of your overall growth, right? A growth strategy for you, you can't be the only person doing this. This has to become a system that your entire team is executing. All right. And that's what we're going to walk through today. So let me give you the framework, and we're going to call this the booked and thankful strategy. All right. It's got 3 distinct phases. And if you are a subscriber to Growth Factor magazine, I think I've got one back here. I love these magazines. We've got a link below the episode if you want to subscribe to that. We also have a digital download that you can download a digital version and check it out. But in the November issue of Growth Factor magazine, we've got this framework mapped out, step by step in much more detail than I'm going through on this podcast episode. So be sure to check that out as well. All right, but this is the booked and thankful strategy, and it's got 3 distinct phases. So phase 1 is your gratitude campaign, okay? And we're going to run this from November 1st through November 15th, and, adjust the timelines depending on when you're listening to this episode. This is when we're filling the emotional bank accounts with your clients, okay? We're making them feel seen, appreciated, valued, not just as revenue sources, but as human beings whose trust you genuinely appreciate. Phase 2 is activating that referral engine, okay? And this is going to run from November 10th through the 30th. Yes, there is an overlap with phase 1. That is intentional. Okay. Once you've established that foundation of gratitude, we're going to make asking for the referrals feel completely easy, not transactional, not salesy. Okay. And phase 3 is creating holiday booking urgency. All right. So this is going to run from November 15th through the 30th. And this is where we're going to tie everything together, the gratitude, the referrals, the natural urgency of the holiday season, to create a perfect storm of bookings that are going to carry you through December and the new year. Okay. Now, as we go through each phase, I'm going to give you the foundational tactics that every spa should implement, and then the advanced optimization strategies for those of you who are really ready to scale systematically. All right. Now, here's what I want you to be thinking as we go through this, and feel free to take notes or whatever is going to make sense for you. But I want you to be thinking about your team. How can your team execute this? What metrics do I need to be tracking? And how am I going to make this repeatable? Not so it's not just a November thing, but it's something that can become a part of our culture in our spa. All right. Because that's the difference between a tactic, like something that we do once in November, and a system. Right? A tactic is something you do once. A system is something that runs predictably and repeatedly, driving consistent results. All right, so let's dive into phase 1, which is the gratitude campaign. Okay, this is where I'm calling the Thankful for You client appreciation series. All right, this is the first 2 weeks of November. So week 1 is all about personal thank you notes to your top 20 clients. And I know you have more than 20 clients. Why just 20? Well, we're going for impact, not volume. Okay. So these need to be handwritten, personal, specific to their journey. So you're identifying your top 20. These are your highest lifetime value clients, your best referrers, your brand ambassadors, right? You're writing them something that makes them feel truly seen. Not thank you for being a client, right? That's generic. That's forgettable. Think about something like using their first name. Like, Sarah, I've been reflecting on your skincare journey with us over the past 2 years, and I am so grateful that you trusted us to help you through your acne struggles. Watching your confidence grow as your skin has cleared has been one of the most rewarding parts of my work. Thank you for believing in our process, even when it felt slow. Your transformation inspires our entire team. You see the difference there? That's so much better than thank you for a client, right? It's personal, it's specific, it's memorable. Don't use ChatGPT to write this note. Write it from your heart. Write it from your experience with them. Okay. Now, week 2, we are going to be launching the Client Spotlight social media series. Now, this is where you're featuring transformations and testimonials with permission, of course. Okay. Here's a pro tip. Don't just post before and after photos. Before and afters are amazing, but make sure that you're telling the story. What was the struggle? What was the turning point? How has their life changed beyond just skin? People connect with stories, okay? Not just results. It's great to see the before and after, but have that emotional connection of how their life improved. And then week 3, you're doing surprise and delight moments. Okay. So this could be unexpected upgrades during their November appointments, a complimentary add-on, a product sample, something you know that they've been curious about, maybe exclusive access to a new treatment on your Black Friday sale. Something is, we want to have the element of surprise. Okay. They weren't expecting it, which makes it feel really genuine and generous rather than just promotional. Okay, so let's talk about the channels that you're going to be using for this gratitude campaign. Handwritten notes, obviously, we've covered that. Nothing beats the personal touch, especially in our increasingly digital world. So let's look at an email series, and this is grateful hearts, glowing skin, something along those lines, a weekly email that goes out to your entire client list. Doesn't have to be long. It can be a simple message about how you're grateful, what you're grateful for in your business, maybe highlighting a team member or a client transformation. Just keep it warm, keep it authentic. In social media, you can do a client appreciation post. It needs to be genuine, not just marketing disguised in gratitude. If it feels forced, your audience will smell it a mile away. And then the in-spa surprises. Okay. So this is where your front desk team, your service providers, they can be trained on how to deliver these surprise moments. Again, it cannot be just you. Your entire team needs to be empowered on how to create these experiences. So how do we scale this? All right. How do we scale a gratitude campaign when you've got a team and you're ready to actually systemize? Well, You got to have a tracking system, right? You've got to track it. And I recommend setting this up in monday.com. Whatever project management software you're using, but we recommend monday.com. And if you are inside of Growth Factor Fundamentals, if you have access to Growth Factor Fundamentals, we have a Monday board for you that follows this exact tracking system. So we will get that uploaded. Make sure you request to have that uploaded into your profile. Okay. And so the board is going to be your top 20 VIP clients identified. You're going to have a section there for the handwritten notes assigned and sent, social media features that are scheduled and posted, in-spa surprise deliveries completed, team member responsible for each action, and then completion dates and client responses. We want to track all of that. And this takes gratitude from being vague, like a feel-good kind of thing, to measurable, executable systems. All right. Now, second, we got to train the team on the why behind this campaign. They've got to understand that this isn't just busy work. This is relationship building that is going to directly impact retention, referrals, and revenue. Okay. When your team understands the business impact, they execute with more intention. And third, you're segmenting your gratitude approach based on client value. So your top 20 are going to get the handwritten notes. Your top 100 might get a personalized email. Your entire active client base gets the general gratitude email series and sees the social media content. All right. So you're creating tiers of appreciation that match the relationship depth, which makes it scalable without losing that personal touch. And here's an advanced KPI to track during this phase: emotional engagement rate. And I know that sounds gray. I know it sounds kind of squishy and fuzzy, but here's why. You're tracking how many clients respond to your gratitude efforts, how many reply to the email, how many comment on the social media post, how many mention the handwritten note when they come in for the next appointment. This emotional engagement rate is a leading indicator of referral potential. Clients who feel emotionally connected are exponentially more likely to refer. So you're not just doing gratitude for gratitude's sake, you're building the foundation for phase 2. Now, documenting client stories and testimonials that emerge during this gratitude campaign is a must. When your clients reply to your thank you note with their own gratitude, you've got to ask permission to feature their story. You've got to ask permission to collect a video testimonial. Use those moments to build your content library. And this is gold. This is material that can be used in your marketing for months and months to come. All right. So let's talk about phase 2, which is activating your referral engine. And this is where the gratitude that you've built starts to turn into actual revenue growth. All right. So now you're launching what I call the Share the Glow referral program. And the structure is simple, but again, strategic. So for the referrer, the client who's sending someone your way, they get $25 in spa credit plus priority booking for holiday appointments. You can do a spa bucks type of thing like that, the $25. You can do, I would recommend doing something that is equivalent to what the new client would get, but it's easier. You can do a percentage if you'd like, but depending on what you're offering in your practice, it may be better to do a flat dollar amount. Okay. And you also want to make sure that you have some reserved spots during November, December, when you get very busy, that those people that refer can fill in those spots. Okay. Now for the new client, the friend that's being referred, they're going to get 20% off their first service plus a complimentary consultation. You can call this a dermal imaging session. You can make up a fancy name and add a value to it. But what you want to do is make it a no-brainer for them to say yes. Okay. And you can also have tiers. So refer 3 friends in November, get a free facial in December. Okay. So you want to include those different things for the people that are really, the social butterflies that are out there, talking to the other moms at school pickup, whatever it may be. But you want to really encourage that type of behavior. Now, how do we present this? How are we asking for the referral? We don't want to just say, can you send us some referrals? Right? That feels weird and inauthentic and needy and transactional, and we don't want to do that. Instead, you can incorporate it into a compliment or into a natural communication, right? So there's no greater compliment you can give us than introducing us to someone who you care about. When you refer someone who books with us this month, we want to thank both of you because we believe great skin should be shared. And there's nothing better than experiencing this transformation with a friend, right? So we're just positioning it in a different way. We want it to feel like an experience, not like a needy transactional thing. Okay. So your team needs to be trained on how to bring this up naturally in conversation. So if you're training your front desk, you might say, I can see how happy you are with your skin today. That glow is incredible. Do you have any friends who might be interested in feeling this confident about their skin too? We've got a special program this month where we want to thank you both when you refer someone who books with us. Okay, so come up with a script. Come up with something that feels natural to you, but it's about incorporating it into the conversation. If you have an esthetician, they might say, you mentioned your friend Jessica was asking about your skincare routine. We're doing something special this month. So if she books a consultation, we'll give you both a thank you gift. And so you can ask if they want us to reach out to them or if they want to refer her to us. Figure out what feels more natural. Okay. But we want to make it as easy as possible. And the third option is for whoever's doing your follow-ups, if this is the spa manager, if this is the provider, if this is the front desk, just say, even in a text message, right? You can send it from the spa. I hope you're still glowing from yesterday's facial. Quick question. Do you have any friends who want to feel as confident about their skin as you do right now? We've got a special way to thank you both this month. Let me know if anyone comes to mind, right? All 3 of these scripts are benefit focused. They're not ask focused. You're not begging for referrals. You're just creating for an opportunity for clients to share something valuable with people that they care about. Okay. So the positioning is really important here. All right. Now let's talk about how we're going to actually turn this into a system. So we talked about Monday.com, right? So you've got to have some sort of way to track this. All right. So in the Monday.com board, right, you want to have the client name and contact info. You want to have the referral program and enrollment date. You want to have the number of referrals that were made from that person, booking status. You want to have rewards earned and delivered. You want to have the team member who's responsible for follow-up. You want to have the conversion rate for the referral source. All right. And you can systemize this by saying, hey, every Monday morning, we're going to upload 20 to 30 target clients to contact this week. So you're assigning team members to specific outreach methods, whether that's phone calls, text, in-person conversations, emails. Every Wednesday, you're doing a midweek check-in. All right. So you're reviewing the response rates by the outreach method. So are you getting the best results from asking directly at the front desk, from the text follow-up, from an email? Like, what is working the best? You're tracking and adjusting in real time. And then every Friday, you're doing a weekly results review. Okay. So calculate the referral conversion rate, how many asks actually turned into actual referrals, how many referrals turned into booked appointments, how many booked appointments turned into paying clients, right? We want to look at all of that information. Q4, it is so vitally important. This is where we are collecting the most amount of leads during this time. you collect those leads, that's going to affect you the rest of the year. That's going to carry you through the slower seasons of the year, which is totally normal. But the more active clients we have, the better. And it's easiest to collect them and gain them now. All right. So here's some KPIs for you. Referral ask rate. So what percentage of your eligible clients are you actually presenting the program to? All right. If you have 200 active clients and you only ask 20 of them, you're leaving money on the table. All right. So your goal should be to present this to at least 50% of your active base during November, December. Okay. And, my type A's out there, let's really move this up. Let's try and ask in November. Okay. Instead of November, December. The next KPI that we want to look at is your referral participation rate. Okay. So of the clients you ask, what percentage actually refers someone? We want to look at like a 10 to 15% benchmark. If you're below that, your incentive may not be compelling enough or your ask isn't clear enough. Okay. And KPI number 3, referral conversion rate. So of the friends who referred, what percentage actually book? This is going to tell you about the quality of the referrals and the strength of your new client onboarding process. We want this above 60%. Okay. And then we're going to look at lifetime value. So this is an advanced metric, but it's so incredibly valuable when you know it. You're not just tracking the initial booking from referred clients, okay? But you're tracking their spending over the first 90 days, over the first year, right? And over the lifetime that they are an active client in your business, all right? So remember that stat that I mentioned in the beginning of the episode, referred clients spend 200% more. You want to validate that in your own numbers. You can't validate that if you're not tracking it, okay? Now, here's where this gets really powerful for scaling. You're creating accountability within your team. Each team member has a referral goal. Your front desk team has a referral goal for the number of referral conversions that they have at checkout. Your service providers have goals for referrals generated during treatments. Your marketing person has a goal for referral program signups through digital channels, okay? And you're incentivizing these goals. So maybe it's a team bonus if you hit 20 referral bookings in November. Maybe it's individual recognition and a gift card for the team member who generates the most referrals. Whatever works in your culture, but have something to incentivize them, okay? So the point is, this cannot be solely on your shoulders. If you're the only one talking about referrals, you will not be able to scale past where you are right now. You will be stuck at that plateau, okay? To break through, you need the entire team on board. And if you're a solo, then you need to be the person that is talking about it in the room, and you need to set up automations or AI agents that can help you digitally. Okay. All right. We're in the home stretch now. All right. I know I'm giving a lot of information. Thank you for sticking with me. I really believe this is incredibly valuable to help you in your business, especially in Q4. So phase 3 is about creating holiday booking urgency and tying everything together. All right. So this is your Glow Through the Holidays campaign. It's going to run from November 15th to November 30th. And here's the psychology that you're going to be tapping into. Everyone wants to look and feel their best during the holidays. There's parties, family gatherings, photos. These are things that are going to live on social media forever, but everyone's calendar is going crazy. They're putting off booking because they think they still have lots of time. Your job is to create that productive urgency that gets them to book now, all right? You're positioning November treatments essentially as holiday prep. Your messaging is get your holiday ready skin before your calendar goes crazy. You're offering gift card bonuses. Maybe you're doing buy 200 gift cards, get a $25 bonus card. That's huge because people are already thinking about gift giving. You're making it more valuable by getting them to buy now rather than later. All right. And you're creating holiday package bundles that your referrers can easily recommend to their friends. Okay. So we want to make it as simple as possible. The best accessory for every holiday party confidence, right? We want to message things like that on social media. Book your spot before the holiday rush. December is already 70% full. Pick up the phone, send out text message, be posting directly on social. We want to create that urgency. All right. And people need to know that if they wait, they may not get in. So you want to make sure that you are only sharing this if it's true. Okay. So don't say December's already 70% full if it's only 20% full. Don't lie. You've got to be authentic, but do the work to get it 70% full and then use that. Okay. So really push yourself, do the work. You don't get to be overwhelmed in November. All right. We've got to stay focused because you will be so thankful that you did this work through the coming months. Okay. All right. So no false urgency. You don't want to lose trust. So let's talk about how this ties back to your referral program. So your existing clients who are referring their friends, they're going to get that priority booking benefit. You block off some time there. So they're already secured for their pre-holiday treatments. Their friends are going to get 20% off to try their services for the first time before the holidays. And you're offering gift cards that both groups can use for holiday giving. If you're really in a jam, you may consider extending hours just during the holiday season. You may open, if you're not open in the evenings, maybe open in the evenings twice a week or something like that to make sure that you're really able to fill the demand. Okay. Everything is working together to create multiple revenue streams, treatment bookings, new client acquisitions through referrals, gift card sales that'll bring people back in January and February when things tend to kind of slow down. All right. Now, let's talk about how we can amplify these results. And this is like next level. Okay. This is a next level strategy. So if you don't have your referrals with your existing client or patient base, don't move to this step next. All right. But if you feel that you have a strong foundation and you're ready to move into strategic partnerships, this is the next step. All right. So strategic partnerships with other local businesses that serve your same ideal client, but aren't competitors. All right. So boutique fitness studios, high-end hair salons, wellness centers, women's health clinics, even boutique clothing stores. You want to build authentic relationships with the owners of these businesses first. All right. We are not going to be transactional. We're not just going to do cold outreach and ask for referrals. That's transactional and desperate. Instead, we're going to go and frequent their business. We're going to be a genuine customer. We're going to spend money with them. We're going to tag them celebrating their services on social media authentically. We're going to ensure that doing business with that salon or boutique fitness studio or whatever location, that your experience aligns with an experience that you would want to share with your clients and patients. You want to ensure that your core values are aligned. All right. This is essential. You want to get to know the business owner and their team personally. You're supporting their business before asking for support in return. Now, once you've built that relationship, and that can take time. Okay. This can be something that can take 3 to 6 months. And you can say, okay, Daniela, you just said focus on revenue. Focus on revenue in November and December. If you're ready to go advanced, build these relationships in January and February, right? Really start to establish them and start to use that to create systematic referrals coming in over the regular part of the year, not Q4. Okay. All right. So then once you've built the relationship, once you feel that everything is aligned, then you propose formalizing the relationship where it's a mutual benefit. Okay. So maybe when you refer a client to them, they receive something special. When they refer a client to you, they receive something special. You've got to figure out what that special thing is based on that company. Okay. So the strategic partnerships that we have here at Addo Aesthetics, The offer is different with every single company because it's about what can we do that's going to serve them and what can they do that's going to serve our people, right? So you want to figure out and work together to come up with an offer that's going to be unique for that particular partnership. You've got to track referrals by having the clients mention the partner's name, or having a unique link or a special card that they're bringing in. There's got to be a clear way to track that partnership referral base, okay? We've got to do monthly check-ins to celebrate mutual success and adjust as needed. And only refer when there's a genuine fit, all right? You've got to speak authentically about each other's services. You've got to maintain the trust of your clients with your recommendations, okay? So the businesses that I see scale this successfully typically have 3 to 5 strong professional partnerships, strategic partnerships that are generating consistent referral traffic, okay? This is not a quick win. This is a marathon strategy, all right? It's a long-term relationship strategy, but when you get it right, it's incredibly powerful, right? We don't want to have all of our eggs in one basket. We don't want to only rely on digital ads for new leads. We don't only want to rely on SEO. We don't only want to rely on referrals. We want to have a combination. So if one thing dips, we have other lead flow sources that can keep us going. Okay. All right. So I've got to mention this before we wrap up. This is a really important part of any type of referral strategy, and that is the compliance and legal considerations around referral programs. Okay. So there are federal anti-kickback statutes and state fee splitting laws that you need to ensure your referral programs comply with healthcare regulations, especially if you are a medical spa. Okay. So here's some kind of best practices, some safe practices, but always refer to your compliance officer or healthcare attorney or whoever you're working with to make sure that you are compliant with your state. Okay. So just some best practices: keep referrals under $50 to avoid excessive concerns. Focus on client appreciation rather than payment for referrals. Avoid percentage-based rewards tied to referred client spending. That can get into fee splitting territory, and that's a no-no. Document your rewards and put them as a part of your general marketing and client appreciation efforts, not payment for referrals. And if you're a medical spa that accepts Medicare or Medicaid patients, or if you have a physician ownership, there are additional anti-kickback statute considerations that apply. Okay. So again, consult with your healthcare attorney, your compliance counsel to ensure that your referral program meets all regulatory compliance or requirements. All right. So I'm not a lawyer. I cannot give you legal advice. All right. But I can tell you that that's not something that you want to mess around with or be in the gray area with. All right. We want to follow the rules. And so just really make sure that you're doing that correctly. If there's any doubt, talk to a healthcare attorney. Okay. It's better to be safe and compliant than to risk your entire business over a referral program. All right. Okay. So that was my legal disclaimer in this whole thing, but let's bring this all back together. Again, November is not just about gratitude. It is about growth. It is about turning appreciation into acquisition. It's about building systems that scale. So on the foundational level, every spa should do this: send personal thank you notes to your top 20 clients, launch your Share and Glow referral program, train your team on the referral scripts and how to use them, and execute at least 25 referral conversations. If you're advanced level, okay, then your goal, like, hey, we want to systemize this. We're on our path to 7 figures plus. Build your Monday board referral tracking system or get ours. Set up your KPI dashboard tracking ask rate, participation rate, conversion rate, and lifetime value. Again, that can be in monday.com. Create team accountability with individual referral goals. Start building 1 or 2 professional partnerships for cross referrals and implement automated follow-up systems for referred leads. And here's your benchmarks for November, right? We want to, based on how many people you're reaching out to, set a specific goal of how many new clients you want to have from referrals. Look at your gift card sales from last year. How many gift card sales did you have? And what percentage of gift card sales can we increase by? All right. So what percentage of November, December gift card sales do we want to have? What's your booking percentage rate that you want to have for December? So for example, do you want to have 80% of December appointments booked by November 30th? And then if you don't have a percentage increase for gift card sales, maybe have a dollar amount. Like I want to do $5,000 in gift card sales in the month of November, right? Or in the month of December. So really do those things. Have specific goals that are very easy to understand if you've met them or not. Okay. The referrals that you generate in November are going to continue to compound. Those are going to be repeat clients. Those repeat clients will become referrers themselves. Okay. So you are not just filling next month's schedule. You are building your client base or your patient base for years to come. And when you systemize this, you can make this referral generation a part of your business DNA, a part of your business culture, rather than just a one-time campaign, okay? And that's when you create the predictable, sustainable growth that's going to get you to your next major milestone, whether that's 7 figures or beyond. All right, that is what I have for you today, friends. I hope that this gave you some real actionable strategies that you can implement right away. Now, in the beginning of this episode, I mentioned that I wanted to invite you into Spa Marketing Made Easy, our Facebook group. I'm going to remind you of that again. I would love to see you in there. We have 12,000 spa professionals, everyone from solo estheticians just starting out to multi-million-dollar medical spa owners. And we have such a wide variety of people because what we focus on is systems, okay? Systems can be applied whether you're solo or whether you have a team of 35 plus, all right? So let's be in there. Let's work together as aesthetic professionals. Let's celebrate each other's wins. Let's support each other through challenges. And if you're going to implement this referral campaign, let's talk about it together inside of the group. Let's share results. Let's ask questions where you get stuck and connect with others that are on the same journey as you. All right. So I've got the link below this episode. Make sure that you request to join if you're not in there. If you're in there and you haven't been in a while, come back in, say hello. All right. And if you want to go deeper with these systems, if you want the Monday board templates, if you want all of the resources that we've got for you inside of Growth Factor Fundamentals, that's the next step. That is the next place how you can work with us on a closer level. We've got information about Growth Factor Fundamentals below this episode. We would love to have you in there. All right. Thank you so much for spending time with me today. I am Daniela, and I will see you on the next episode of Spa Marketing Made Easy. Now go out there and turn that gratitude into growth. Quick reminder before you leave, if your spa growth still depends on you doing more, it's time for a shift. Watch The System Shift, a free training designed to help spa owners break past that $25,000 to $35,000 month plateau without adding more treatment hours. You'll learn the CEO level systems that help you scale while protecting your time, your values, and your peace. Go to grow.autoaesthetics.com/podcast and watch The Systems Shift. That's grow.autoaesthetics.com/podcast.